Find and replace, as you have used it so far, helps you to quickly locate specific text and, if required, replace it with some other specific text. Simple Find locates text regardless of format and style. Word 2000 allows numerous advanced find and replace tools that exploit the maximum potential of this command. In this chapter, you will learn how to use find and replace to locate punctuation marks, formatting styles, through wildcard searches. A word of caution before using these advanced searches: it is wiser to find first and then replace. The unconditional replace all selection can have some disastrous effects. To invoke the find and replace dialog box, you can either double-click the status bar on the left or select the edit menu. Select the find command. The find and replace dialog box opens without the find tab in front. Notice the two buttons at the bottom, Format and Special. This is from where you access the advanced features of find and replace. To use special find and replace features, you need to click on the Special button. If this button is not visible in the current display of the dialog box, you need to click on the More button to extend the box and its options. The Special list box pops up with all the possible special find criteria. These include paragraph and section formatting features, as well as endnotes, footnotes, numbers, letters, etc. Select the special item you want to locate. We choose the paragraph character. Word inserts a special code into the Find What text box. Click on Find Next to move to the next occurrence of the search criterion. Keep using the Find Next button to move to further occurrences of the same special code. When you have finished with Find, click on Cancel to close the dialog box. Word also allows you to find and replace formats and styles such as fonts, paragraphs, tabs, language, frames, styles, highlights. These are available from the Format button of the Find and Replace dialog box. Let us suppose that you wish to change all occurrences of the Heading 3 style in this document into Heading 5 style. To locate and replace a style with a different style, you need to select the Edit menu. Select Replace command. The same dialog box opens out, but this time with the Replace tab in front. Ensure that the Find What text box is selected or active. You click on the Format button. A list of formatting features appears in a drop-down menu. Since we are changing heading styles, we will select Style. The Find Style dialog box now opens. Under Find What Style, you see a list of all the word styles. We scroll through the list and select Heading 3. The description area below defines the style details. We click on the OK button to close this new dialog box. Now we need to define what to replace the selected style with. Select the Replace With box. Click on Format again. Select the Style option again. Under Find What Style, we select the Heading 5 style. Click on OK to return to the Find and Replace dialog box. Since this is a fairly simple style replacement process, we click on Replace All to make Word perform the replacement. Word completes the process and shows a small message box informing us about the number of replacements that were made. You click on OK to close the message box. Finally, you click on the Close button to close the Find and Replace dialog box. Word also allows you to find items based on wildcard characters. A wildcard character is a special symbol used to allow Word to match any character or characters in its place. there are two such characters, the question mark and the asterisk. The question mark wildcard character matches any single character in place of the wildcard. Example, if you use question mark OSS in the Find What text box, Word will find all words that start with any character and have OSS at the end. Boss, moss, toss, loss, etc. The asterisk character matches any number of characters in place of the wildcard. So, if we define the Find What entry as asterisk OSS, we would not only get all of the words we saw earlier, but also words that start with anything and end with OSS. Emboss, gloss, floss, gross, across, etc. To use wildcards in the Find feature, you need to select Edit menu, select the Find command, mark the checkbox against Use Wildcard. You will notice that Word automatically grays out the Match Case and Find Whole Words Only checkboxes. Then type in the wildcard-based search object in the Find What text box. Click on Find Next to move to the next occurrence of a word matching the wildcard. When you have finished locating the object, click on Cancel or X to close the dialog box. You can also define a pattern search criteria to make Word locate items that match the pattern you define. For this too, you need to mark the Use Wildcard checkbox. Some of the possible search patterns you can use in the Find What box are any character in the bracket P, U, E, T will find pet, put, but not pot or pat. Any character in the range P, A, I, N will find pan, pen, pin, but not pun. Any single character except the ones put in the bracket P, exclamation UI, T will find PAT, PET, POT, but not PIT and PUT. Any single character except the ones in the range L, exclamation AIT will find LUT and LOT, but not LAT, LIT or LET. Beginning of a word, pat, will find pattern, patch, paternal, patriotic, patties, etc. End of a word, ZE, will find breeze, maze, lays, froze, etc. The second advanced topic that you will learn about in this chapter is the advanced use of AutoFormat. In the intermediate level, you had learned how to apply standard AutoFormat features to text. Now you can apply AutoFormat, review the changes, and select AutoFormatting options. To apply AutoFormat to a document, you need to select the Format menu, select the AutoFormat command, mark the checkbox against AutoFormat and review each change. Click on OK to proceed, or click on Cancel to abort the AutoFormat action. If AutoFormat has been applied, the dialog box reappears and prompts you with options requesting further information on how to proceed. To accept or reject all changes, to review and reject individual changes, to use the Style Gallery to select a custom look. Clicking on Accept All will accept all the formatting changes. Selecting Reject All will cancel out all the formatting changes. Selecting Review Changes will allow you to see every change and then selectively accept or reject the formatting applied. When you click on Review Changes, the Review Auto Format Changes dialog box opens out with the Changes section giving details of each change. You can use this Find button to move to the previous change, backwards, through the document. And this Find button moves you to the next change, forward, through the document. To cancel the currently displayed change, you click on the Reject button. By default, all the changes are tracked and displayed, and the Hide Marks button is enabled. If you click on this button, the tracked changes will not be visible, and the button changes to a Show Marks button. When Word is loaded, it is set up in a default style of view and work preferences. You can customize Word to suit your working style. In this chapter, we will learn how to customize the toolbar and how to customize the options features. Word allows you to customize toolbars in many ways. Select the toolbars to be displayed. Add new icons to or remove icons from the toolbars. Or even create new toolbars. To display or hide a toolbar, you need to select the View menu. Select Toolbars. A drop-down list of selectable toolbars is displayed. If the toolbar has a tick mark next to it, it means it is currently displayed. If you click again on the tick mark, the toolbar will get hidden. If a toolbar is not displayed, it will not have the tick mark next to it. Make your selection in this list to display or hide a toolbar by clicking on it. The drop-down list disappears and the toolbar is displayed or hidden as per your command. If the currently displayed list of toolbars does not have your choice, Word allows you to create a new toolbar. To create a new toolbar, you need to select the View menu. Select the Toolbars command. Select the Customize option. The Customize dialog box opens out. Click on the Toolbars tab. Click on the New button to open the New Toolbar dialog box. Type in a name for the new toolbar in the Toolbar Name text box. Click on OK. When you select View Toolbars, you will see the new toolbar's name displayed in the toolbars list. You can also invoke the toolbars list by right-clicking any existing toolbar. The toolbars list does not show all the available toolbars. To see the complete list, you need to use the View Toolbars Customize command. The scrollable list under Toolbars in the Customize dialog box displays the complete list. You can add buttons or icons to an existing toolbar. You need to select View, Toolbars, select Customize, select the Commands tab, select the category from under Categories. Choose the button from the associated list of buttons under the Commands display. Click on the button and drag it onto the desired toolbar. The button would have got added to the toolbar. You can also delete a button or icon from an existing toolbar. To delete a button, you need to hold down the Alt key on the keyboard. Click once on the button you want to delete. Keep the mouse button pressed and drag the button onto the workspace. Release the Alt key. The button would have got removed from the toolbar. Word also allows you to activate or deactivate screen tips on toolbars. Screen tips, as you know, are those little text boxes that appear when you point to a toolbar button. This option, called Screen Tips on Toolbars, is available as a checkbox in the Options tab of the Customize dialog box. If the checkbox is marked, the screen tips show up, and if it is unmarked, the screen tips remain inactive. You can also tell Word to show the keyboard shortcuts along with the screen tips by marking the Show Shortcut Keys in Screen Tips checkbox. Now you come to the dialog box that allows you to customize various aspects of working in Word. You need to select the Tools menu. select Options command. The Options dialog box opens out, showing 10 tabs with various categories of options. Each tab has customizing features available as checkboxes and text boxes. We will now discuss some of the commonly used tabs features. The View tab provides various display-based selections. There are 4 sections, each with a range of options. The Show section lets you enable or disable the following view aspects. The Print and Web Layout section lets you enable or disable the following view aspects. The Formatting Marks section lets you display or hide the following. The Outline and Normal section lets you view the document with the options. Next is the General tab. There are 2 sections in this tab. The General section lets you customize general options such as background, repagination, and screen color under these selections. The Measurement Units section lets you define the default unit for measurement. When you click on the down arrow, you see a list of available units. The third tab is the Edit tab, which lets you customize the editing functions. The Editing Options section lets you define basic editing settings, such as the Click and Type option, which allows you to enable the Click and Type feature and define the default paragraph style. The fourth tab is the Print tab, which allows you to set print controls, field codes, hidden text, update fields, and annotations. There are 3 sections in this. The Printing Options section includes the following. The Include with Document section, which allows the printing of the following with the document. The last section, Options, for current document only, allows you to define whether you want to print only the data portion of forms. You can also define the default tray for paper source, printer, auto-feeder, or manual. The 5th tab is the File Locations tab, which allows you to define file locations that Word will use. These include disk locations for all these file types listed here. To set the default document folder, you need to click on the Modify button in this tab to open the Modify Locations dialog box. Under Folder Name, specify the required startup folder. Click on OK to confirm. Once this is set, every time you start Word, it will open and save files to this default folder. The 6th tab is the Save tab, which allows you to specify how Word will save information to the disk. There are 2 sections to this. The Save Options section allows you to define general save settings, including autosave, by how many minutes. The File Sharing Options section lets you define the passwords to open and modify the current file. You can also specify that the file is recommended for reading only. The 7th tab is the Spelling and Grammar tab. This tab allows you to define settings for spelling and grammar checks while working on a document. There are 2 exclusive sections. The Spelling section has the following checkboxes that can be enabled or disabled. The Grammar section has the following setting options. The Custom Dictionary button allows you to edit the custom dictionary containing words that you have added to it. You can remove incorrect words that have gotten added by mistake. You can also customize AutoFormat options. To define AutoFormat settings, you need to select the Format menu. Select the AutoFormat command. From the AutoFormat dialog box, click on Options to open the AutoCorrect dialog box. Click on the AutoFormat tab. There are 4 sections to this dialog box: Apply, Replace, Reserve, and Always AutoFormat. The Apply section has checkboxes that allow you to apply the following AutoFormat features. The Replace section allows you to define auto-replace functions. The Preserve section lets you preserve or convert the style when AutoFormat is applied. The Always AutoFormat section lets you specify that plain text Word mail documents should be auto-formatted. Word allows you to define and use bookmarks. These are specific points or areas of the document that are marked for quick access. Using a bookmark allows you to quickly reach that location without having to scroll through the document. Bookmarks can be used to mark selected text, rows or columns, graphics, the beginning or end of a section, the current place of the insertion point which can be referenced at a later time, a range of pages for indexes. As you can see, bookmarks are essentially of two types, those that mark a specific location and those that identify and encompass selected objects like paragraphs, graphics, table elements, etc. To use bookmarks, you follow 3 steps. Locate the point or items of interest. Define them as a bookmark. Jump to them whenever required. To define the bookmark, you need to click on the location or select the text or object that is to be marked as a bookmark. Then select Insert menu. Select Bookmark command or press Ctrl plus Shift plus F5 from the keyboard. This opens the bookmark dialog box. Type in a unique name for the bookmark in the bookmark name text box. The naming rules for bookmarks are as follows: can have letters, numbers, underscore. Must begin with a letter. Cannot have spaces. Cannot be more than 20 characters long. Having typed in a unique name, you need to click on the Add button. The bookmark is now defined. You can now use the bookmark to jump to the location or object whenever you wish. To go to a bookmark within a document, you need to select the Edit menu, select Go To, which will open the Find and Replace dialog box. Alternatively, you could press F5 or double-click the ruler on the left to open the same dialog box. The Go To Folder tab is already positioned in the front. From the Go To What list box, select Bookmark. Click on the down arrow under Enter Bookmark Name. Select the bookmark you want from the list. Click on the Go To button. The insertion point moves to the defined bookmark. You can continue to jump to other bookmarks or click on Close to close the dialog box. You can also jump to a bookmark from the Bookmark dialog box. Select the Insert menu. Select the Bookmark command. Once the bookmark is selected under Bookmark Name, you click on the Go To button within the dialog box to go to the bookmark. The Bookmark dialog box also allows you to sort your bookmarks by name or by location, thereby helping you to find them easily. If a bookmark has become redundant and you wish to delete the bookmark, you need to select the Insert menu, select Bookmark command. From the Bookmark dialog box, select the bookmark name that is to be deleted. Click on the Delete button and the bookmark name disappears from the list. Click on Close to close the dialog box. Word allows you to use footnotes and endnotes. These are supplementary pieces of information to a document that are stored without breaking up the flow of the primary text. The information is mainly for bibliographical citations. Footnotes and endnotes can be marked with a number or other symbols. Footnotes can be marked at the end of a page, text, and section. Endnotes appear at the end of a document. To create a footnote, you need to Place the insertion point at the desired location, end of page, end of text, end of section. Select the Insert menu. Select Footnote command to open the Footnote and Endnote dialog box. Click on the radio button against Footnote. The default selected numbering system is Auto Number. You can either select the default setting or click on Options to opt for another number system. The Options dialog box has the following features. By clicking on the down arrow next to Place At, you can define where the footnote will be inserted, beneath text or bottom of each page. By clicking on the down arrow next to Number Format, you can define the numbering style that you wish to use. The Start At text box can be left blank to start from default 1 or hold the new starting number of the footnotes. Under Numbering, you need to click on one of the radio buttons to define how the footnotes should be numbered, continuous through the document, or restarted at each section, or restarted at each page. Click on OK to close the Note Options dialog box. Click on OK to confirm the footnote settings. Word now brings you back to the main document to type in the footnote information. If you are working in the normal view, Word opens a region or pane at the bottom of its document window labeled Footnotes. You type in your information text here. Click on Close to close the pane. If you leave the region pane open, you can click in it and edit its contents whenever you wish. If you are working in the print layout view, you simply type in the text. Word places them in the document where you can edit them just the way you would edit any other element. You can define the endnotes the same way, except that endnotes will always appear at the end of the document. Word has a special add-in program called the Equation Editor, which allows you to create scientific and mathematical equations as objects in the document. This editor can be used with Word as well as other Microsoft programs. To create an equation, you need to place the insertion point at the location where the equation is to appear. Select the Insert menu. Select Object Command. The Object dialog box opens out. From the list under Object Type, select Microsoft Equation 3.0. Click on OK. This opens the Equation Editor window. Now you can type in your equation in the window. You can use special symbols or keywords by selecting the appropriate button from the equation palette. To exit the Equation Editor, click anywhere in the workspace. Once an equation is defined, you can edit it later. To edit an equation, you need to double-click on the equation you wish to edit. The equation window reopens in an editable state. If equations are a frequent tool in your Word sessions, you may like to include the equation icon to the toolbar. The next advanced feature is AutoSummarize. Word's AutoSummarize feature allows you to automatically summarize the key points within your document. You can either create a new summary or highlight the key points. AutoSummarize identifies the key points by analyzing the document and assigning scores to each sentence. A sentence gets a higher score if it contains words frequently used in the document. You then choose a percentage of the highest scoring sentences to display in the summary. To apply AutoSummarize, you need to select Tools menu. Select AutoSummarize command. The AutoSummarize dialog box opens out. Select the type of summary you want. Click on the down arrow next to percentage of original. Select the desired length of summary. Word displays the summary length as well as the original document statistics just below the percentage. Now click on OK to apply Auto Summarize. Another useful tool in Word is the word count. You do not need to use the Summary Info feature to use this tool. Word allows you to get statistics of word count for pages, words, characters, paragraphs, lines. To use word count, you need to select the Tools menu. Select the word count command. The dialog box displays all the statistics. You can mark the checkbox against Include Footnotes and Endnotes if you wish to include them in the word count. Having seen all the statistics, you click on Close to close the dialog box. While working on large documents, it can be very cumbersome trying to jump from one topic to another. Word 2000's Document Map feature allows you to quickly and easily navigate through the document and keep track of the current location. It shows the document's headings and subheadings. Moving to a topic is a simple matter of clicking on the topic in the document map. To use the document map, you need to open the document. Select View menu. Select Document Map command. The view switches to the outline view and the workspace is divided into two sections. The section on the left is the map with the hierarchy of headings and subheadings. The section on the right holds the document in its editable form. The bar separating the two can be dragged to the left or right to increase or decrease the size of each section. Use the plus, expand and minus collapse buttons to view more or less headings. To move to a location based on a topic simply requires you to click on the topic. When you right-click the left pane, you get a pop-up menu that allows you to change the map feature. You can choose which level of headings to display as well as expand or collapse them. To close the document map, you need to double-click the bar separating the two sections, or right-click the map section and click on the document map icon to turn it off. You just saw how a document map or outline of your current document could be viewed. Word also allows you to define the structure of a document by creating an outline from scratch. To create an outline, you need to select the View menu. Select the Outline view. The outlining bar is visible in the Outline view display. Type in the text for the first heading at the current location of the insertion point. Press Enter to confirm the first heading. To type another heading at the same level, type in the new heading. Press Enter again. To enter a subheading under the present heading level, you need to demote the heading to a subordinate level. To demote a heading, you need to press the Tab key or press Alt plus Shift plus right arrow key. Or click on the plus Demote button on the outlining toolbar to demote the level. Type in the text for the second level heading. Press Enter to move to the next heading line at the same level. To enter a subheading, you need to move to the subordinate level. Press the Tab key or press Alt plus Shift plus right arrow key. Remember to keep the numlock key switched off before you use any of the keyboard combinations mentioned herein. Or, if you wish to enter a heading at the higher level, you need to promote the heading or move to a superior level. To promote a heading, you need to press Shift plus Tab or press Alt plus Shift plus left arrow key or click on the Promote button. The insertion point jumps leftward to the higher level. Type in the text. Press Enter. Notice how every time you press Enter, Word retains the position of the level but moves to a new line. By using the promote, demote actions, you create the outline or structure of the entire document. To enter body text after an outline heading, you need to click on the Demote to Body Text button on the outlining toolbar, or press Alt+Shift+5 from the numeric keypad. You can also move the headings up or down to a different location in the outline. To move up, you need to select the heading to be moved. Click on the Move Up button, or press Alt+Shift+up arrow key. To move down, you need to select the heading to be moved. Click on the Move Down button, or press Alt+Shift+down arrow key. You can also make a heading subordinate or superior after it is created by clicking on the Demote or Promote buttons as necessary. Word 2000 has a very useful feature that allows you to show the changes which have been made to a document based on when the changes were made, where the changes were made, by whom, and what the change was. This feature is the Highlight Changes feature, which you define to compare the edited version to the original document. It is very useful when a document is a result of collaborative effort and someone wants to know which person has made what changes where and when. These changes are displayed in revision bars along the margins and use the following features. Newly inserted text are underlined. Deleted text bear a strike-through effect. To display highlighted changes, you need to open the document in which the changes need to be marked. Select Tools menu. Select Track Changes command. Select Highlight Changes sub-option. The Highlight Changes dialog box opens out. Mark the checkbox against Track Changes while editing to enable Word to keep a track of any change made to the original document. In addition, if you want Word to make the changes visible while you work, you mark the checkbox against Highlight Changes on screen. Marking the last checkbox option, Highlight Changes, in printed documents allows you to show the revision marks in the printed version of the document. Make your selections. Click on OK to invoke Highlight Changes. You can also fine-tune the Highlight Changes command by clicking on the Options button and using the Options features provided. This dialog box allows you to define settings for displaying insertions, deletions, formatting changes, and line changes. Make your selections and click on OK to apply the revised settings. You can also invoke the Options dialog box by right-clicking the TRK symbol on the status bar. The Highlight Changes command is now active. To use the effect, you can type in some new text into the document and see how Highlight Changes marks the newly inserted text. The default setting is a red underline. If you delete some text, it will still be visible in the main document, but will have a strike-through format effect. You can later review the highlighted changes. If you have two versions of the document, you can compare the two and then accept or reject the changes. To review the document, you need to select Tool menu, select Track Changes command, select the Compare Documents sub-option. In the Select File to Compare With dialog box, select the previous version of the current document. Click on Open button to start comparison. Right-click the TRK symbol on the status bar. Select Accept or Reject Changes to open the Accept or Reject Changes dialog box. Use any one of the Find buttons to move forward or backward through the document to track the changes. If you click on Accept, the change will be accepted. If you click on Reject, the change will be ignored. If you click on Close or press Escape, you end the review session. Word 2000 saves and opens files in the .doc format. But Word is powerful enough to allow you to save or open files under other formats as well. This is called file conversion and can be used to open files that are not in Word 2000 file format, save files in another format, swap file versions as long as a higher version is addressing a lower version, open files created in other word processors compatible with Word. To open a file that is not in Word 2000 format, you need to select File, Open, or click on the Open icon in the standard toolbar. Select the folder where the file is located from the Look In text box or the Places bar. Click on the down arrow next to Files of Type text box. Select the file format that you wish to open to allow Word to display the files in the window. Or click on All Files if you want to view all the files in any format. Select the file. Click on Open. The file will undergo a conversion process and open up in Word. Some formatting changes may be lost or modified in converted files. If while working on this file, you click on the Save button, Word will tell you that it is not in the Word format and asks whether you wish to save a version in the default format. To save a file under a different format, you need to select File, Save As, or press F12. The Save As dialog box opens out. Click on the down arrow next to Save As Type text box. Select the file format that you wish to save the file in. Click on the Save button. Again, some formatting changes may be lost or altered under the new format. Word 2000 allows you to apply simple security features to your document. This is done by assigning a password at the various stages of document handling. You can assign a password to open the file. You can also assign a password to modify the file contents. You can also use the informal information that the file is recommended for read-only purposes. Since passwords can get elusive sometime later, it is advised that you maintain a written record of the files with their various passwords. This becomes crucial when many people work on a file, perhaps over a networked environment. To set a password for a file, you need to select the File menu. Select the Save As command to open the Save As dialog box. You can also invoke the dialog box by pressing the F12 key from the keyboard. If the file has not been saved previously, you need to provide a name in the file name text box. Then, click on the down arrow next to the Tools option. Select General Options to open the General Options dialog box. This is the same tab you would see if you had accessed Tools, Options, General tab. At the bottom of General Options are the two file sharing options. If you want to assign a password to open the file, you need to type the password in the Password to Open text box. If you want to assign the password to modify the document, you type in the password in the Password to Modify text box. Passwords always appear as asterisks on the screen to hide them. You assign the passwords as necessary. Click on OK to close the box. Word will open Confirm Password dialog box to reconfirm the passwords you have typed. Here you need to retype the passwords in the Re-enter Password to open and/or Re-enter Password to modify text boxes. Again, the identity of the password is hidden with asterisks. Click on OK or press Enter to reconfirm. If the retyped text matches the text entered in the General Options dialog box, your passwords are stored and applied to the document. If they do not match, Word will inform you accordingly, so be careful that you retype exactly the same text in the same case. This takes you back to the Save As dialog box. Select Save or press Enter to save the document. As you may have realized, you can also assign passwords to existing documents by using the General tab of the Options dialog box.